Hey everybody, Frugal Farmer here. I was just going through some old memories, trying to remember some because I'm about out of old memories. And I was thinking back in the late 70s and early 80s, it started to fade. They like late night TV, you'd get all these 1-800 numbers, and you could order uh, disco dancing lessons, acne treatment, and I don't know what all else you couldn't order. I remember those two right off because a friend of mine ordered some of the acne treatment, and he was telling me about it. And I said, "Well, let me try it." I didn't have real bad acne, but I just said, "Well, I'd try it." Sorry about that, but it was like battery acid. I'd imagine. God, that stuff burnt my face up. But I never tried it again, and I was trying to remember the name of it, but couldn't. That stuff, it was potent. Well, anyway, I was working at a business, and it I had a manager there. Anyway, I didn't like him too much. So if I didn't like him, that meant Craig didn't like him. Well, ended up Craig had ordered one of these 1-800s, and it was COD, cash on delivery, and they didn't keep up with it computers, so you could call every day and get this stuff delivered. Well, Craig ordered it and figured out how long it took to get the initial order. Then after that, it was every day he was calling. I think he had 4 different 800 numbers he was calling, and for this one guy, and he was having it delivered to the business. Well, that went on for a while, and that guy, he was livid. So he asked everybody. Well, he tried to say, I know you did it. And matter of fact, we were on, I was working, and I got called and had to go to an office. And he told me, he said, well, somebody told me you did it. I knew enough back in the day. I didn't tell nobody nothing. And Craig and I, if we did something, it never got away from us. Because matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever said anything about it. So I told him, I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, I'm getting all this stuff and I'm sick of it. He said, if I find out you're doing it, you're going to be fired. And I said, well, I ain't done nothing. I said, if you want to fire me, go ahead, because they were short on staff anyway. And I was ready to quit. And I said, go ahead and fire me if you want to. I said, I can leave now. And he said, no. He said, but I'll be watching you. I said, I guess he figured I was calling from there. So Craig pumped it up. And finally that guy, he was getting, when he wasn't there working, he was getting calls, people wanting to know if they wanted him to pay for this stuff. And finally there was a note, do not accept anything for this particular manager. Well, that ended up, and I was trying to think of the products. I can only think of those dance lessons and the acne treatment was the one. And whatever Craig could find, he was finding and calling. Well, I was working another job when I was in college, and had this supervisor, and he fired a friend of mine, and he kind of did him dirty, and ended up we had this big meeting one night, and that was back, you could order pizza and have it delivered, and nobody had a card to pay. They just bring it on, and then you'd pay it when they got there. Well, this guy got fired like on a Tuesday. We had our meetings on Thursday. Well, the security guard brought the pizza man into the meeting, and right time I saw it, I knew the guy got fired and had something to do with it. And the guy that was supervisor, he was like, well, who ordered these? And said, it's your name. And everybody said, yeah, we're getting pizza, appreciate it. No. And he said, no, it ain't. So right after the meetings, we'd always be our supper break because it was second shift. Well, we were fixing to leave, and there's another guy coming in from another pizza place, and he had like 8-10 pizzas. Because every once in a while, this place would order pizzas for us. And we asked him, said, who you delivering to? And it was the same supervisor. And it was a bad time. And he tried to put the blame on me, but hey, I didn't know anything about it. I knew about it a few days later, that it happened. There was one guy, he'd kind of guessed. He said, I think you had something to do with it. And I just grinned at him. And he said, you didn't like what he did to your friend. I never said nothing to him, but he never said nothing about it. He was one of those type of guys who wouldn't talk about anything. But that was one of those memories, and that almost slipped my mind. And I got to thinking about it, but I couldn't find any of the old videos. Those things were hilarious, the way they sold stuff back in the days. Thanks for stopping by. Come back again when you will. Share, comment, like, hit that subscribe button. God bless.